Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're putting on our conspiracy hats for the 10 Zelda Tears of the Kingdom theories.
This is similar to the statues we saw earlier, a Zonai. And these figures look like Hylians. This depiction certainly suggests that the Zonai descended from the heavens.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most interesting fan theories floating around that seek to make sense of Nintendo's ambiguity regarding certain elements in Tears of the Kingdom. As some of these deal with the story, a spoiler warning is in effect. Which of these theories sounds the most logical to you? Are there any you believe that we left off? Share your thoughts in the comments. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Alien Rulers. This theory about the Zonai is a fun one, but more importantly, there isn't really any evidence against it. The ancient race is referenced in the first game, though only 2 of them are shown in Tears of the Kingdom. The lack of information has led to many theories, with one declaring them aliens rather than any race native to Hyrule. The game tells us the Zonai descended from the heavens, which could just be how Hylians understood it when they made first contact, if you'll excuse the obvious pun.
This depiction certainly suggests that the Zonai descended from the heavens.
Their tech, which is seemingly thousands of years old, is also highly advanced, and the series already set a precedent for aliens appearing with Majora's Mask. Additionally, Nintendo did consider including extraterrestrials in Breath of the Wild.
宇宙からの侵略みたいなUFO 降りてきてキャトルミューティレーションするような
Retelling Skyward Sword.
What an unexpected answer. We are the king and queen who founded Hyrule after all.
With floating islands in the sky, many of us were expecting a connection to Skyward Sword, only for it to not be there. However, some fans still see the connecting threads. The story flashbacks focus on the Zonai founding Hyrule, with Rauru as its first king. Some think this is a retcon of Skyward Sword, which is shown to be the first in the timeline. More interestingly, though, is the theory that its events retell Skyward Sword, or at least that game's history. Ganondorf is referred to as the Demon King, the same title as Demise, and his final form does highly resemble that villain. It's also revealed that Zelda transformed herself into a dragon, and in doing so, lost part of herself. Some players think that mirrors Hylia, who gave up her divinity to be reborn as the mortal Zelda. A new timeline. Throw a rock in any direction, so to speak, and you'll hit a new theory on how Tears of the Kingdom fits into the confusing timeline. It can be tough to wrap your head around it all, which is why this theory is so appealing. Due to Tears of the Kingdom and its predecessor making references to multiple past games, regardless of which timeline they appear in, many believe this to be a now unified timeline. It makes the most sense, as previous games could have just turned into legends and myths. However, the method or event that brought them together is anyone's guess. Nintendo is usually extremely vague when it comes to series chronology, and all we've gotten is that they take place at the end of a timeline.
In my time, something terrible is happening. I need to get back there.
The Fate of the Beasts. After enough time spent with Tears, many started to wonder the same question. Where are the divine beasts? Most of the Sheikah structures and tech is missing, save for one lone deactivated guardian at the Hateno Tech Lab. While some NPCs will make mention of the beasts, there is no answer as to where they went or what happened to them, despite them being very important in the first game.
The bitter essence of defeat from a century ago still sits upon my tongue. But that is now in the past.
This simple but believable theory states they were destroyed. The reasoning is that since they were corrupted before, turning violent against the people they were meant to protect, what's to stop it from happening again? If that's the case, it's probably for the best, since the source of the calamity rose to power again here.
Hey, look at that. Still going strong indeed. Ha!
The Return of Demise. With Skyward Sword, Nintendo attempted to clarify some of the franchise's story elements. In particular, Demise's curse at the end explained the cycle of rebirth for Link and Zelda. With Link victorious, the Demon King was sealed away within the Master Sword. But what if he were to break free? This fan theory states that Demise still resides within the blade, and that Ganondorf was just a physical manifestation of him, similar to Aghanim being a projection of Ganon in A Link to the Past. While the latter was sealed away in the Dark World. With the sword broken at the beginning, Demise's consciousness could have gotten free, biding his time until Ganondorf was defeated and he could reincarnate, beginning his search for the Triforce again in a possible third game. The Mysterious Barbarians. The Barbarian Armor set has turned out to be one of the biggest mysteries in this duology. The in-game description links it to an ancient, warlike tribe from the Faerun region. During Breath of the Wild, many believed it to be the Zonai, the only ancient race it references. However, neither Rauru nor Minoru seem that warlike. In fact, they're quite peaceful.
So you think these stories could hint at a solution to our dilemma?
Yes.
Due to this, multiple theories have popped up explaining the armor's existence. Some believe this tribe were ancient Hylians that just happened to reside near Zonai ruins. Others point to its horns and red hair as resembling Ganon, and therefore being created by his followers. Our personal favorite is that it still came from the Zonai, just a more violent offshoot that went extinct prior to Rauru and his sister.
This is definitely not from this era.
Zelda's Era.
So it's true. This is really the era of Hyrule's founding?
While the unified timeline theory makes a lot of sense, the question still remains about Zelda's era after she travels back in time. Where do the events surrounding the Demon King's first grasp for power take place? If they're set somewhere in the timeline, the most logical place, at least according to this theory, is in between Skyward Sword and Minish Cap. Hyrule would not yet be the established kingdom we see in the latter. Moreover, some believe that Queen Sonia is a descendant, or even the daughter of, the version of Zelda shown in Skyward Sword. We know she was a priestess before marrying Rauru, so maybe that was because of her divine bloodline that originated with the goddess Hylia.
I can feel your light power within her, as well as my time power. Additionally, I sense that we share a blood connection.
Another Ganondorf.
Was that the sword that seals the darkness? The blade that shatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me.
Link and Zelda are constantly reborn, but for the most part, all appearances of Ganon/Ganondorf throughout the series are of the same character. He's either revived by his followers, breaks free from a seal, or it's a different version for a different timeline. Some were quick to point out the inconsistency of having him witness the birth of Hyrule in tears when he's already seen it in Ocarina of Time, his first chronological appearance. Some players believed time travel to be the answer, though we're more inclined to believe something simpler. While it's true most versions of Ganon are the same incarnation, he has been reborn once before, in Four Swords Adventures. It seems likely then that this version would have to be the chronological first, and that he was reborn for Ocarina, especially if you believe the theory about the placement of Zelda's Era.
Hyrule will bow down before me.
The Secret Stone Implication.
You
Players constantly theorized about the origins of the 3 dragons in Breath of the Wild. Now, with Tears, we may have an explanation. We learned that, in the past, Zelda swallowed a Zonai secret stone to transform into the Light Dragon. We also learned from Minoru that this is a forbidden ritual, and her knowledge of it implies that it's happened before.
You mean? Yes, I can do it. I have to.
I've told you. That act is forbidden, for a very good reason.
So, if you're wondering where Dinral, Farosh, and Naedra came from, this theory states they became these immortal beasts when they swallowed their own secret stones. Adding fuel to the theory are the existence of 3 new armor sets: the Charged Armor, the Ember Armor, and the Frostbite Armor, each of which resembles one of the 3 dragons and were said to have been used in ancient Zonai rituals. The Missing Triforce.
I come seeking help regarding this power that has been handed down over time. Prayer will awaken my power to seal Ganon away.
This theory comes to us from the channel Absurd Zelda Theories, great name by the way, and piggybacks off the theory that the 3 dragons consumed secret stones to transform. We've all wondered about the Missing Triforce. It appeared on Zelda's hand in Breath of the Wild, but that doesn't match the nature of how it works or is perceived in previous games. This theory states that the secret stones are actually shards of the Triforce, broken up by the godlike Zonai to keep it safe.
As for you, I can sense both light and time powers.
But if 3 of them were to get gobbled up, it's natural the stones would be hidden away until the threat of the Demon King. The theory also states Zelda was able to tap into the power of the Triforce rather than it lying dormant inside her, since she prayed at the 3 goddess springs, each one representing one of the dragons.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.